Welcome to this guide on referencing. The following slides will help you to understand the basics of referencing with some suggestions of where to find further guidance. This guide will show you the reasons why we should reference material, how we reference using particular styles, when it's appropriate to reference, which elements are important to include in a reference, and also where to find further help and advice. So, why do we need to reference at all? Well, it's good academic practice to reference properly. You will notice in the textbooks and journals you use that authors always reference other work, and you will be expected to do the same. It's also very important to acknowledge the work of other authors. Referring to other work also helps to strengthen your academic argument and support your particular pointing of others' work as your own, known as plagiarism, if you correctly reference others' work. Plagiarism is seen as cheating, and you may face disciplinary proceedings if you are caught plagiarizing at the University of Birmingham. Now you know why it's important for you to reference, let's find out how we reference. At the University of Birmingham, the author-date style of referencing, known as the Harvard style, is used, except in the medical school, which uses the Vancouver or numbering style. With the Harvard style, you would include the author's surname and the date of publication in brackets. However, with the Vancouver style, you would simply use a number in brackets, which matches up with a numbered reference in your bibliography. Let's look at an example of both Harvard and Vancouver styles. Here we can see the Harvard style of reference with the author's surname, Fisher, followed by the publication date, 1973, inserted into the text. In this example, we can see the number 4 in brackets, which refers to citation number 4 in the reference list or bibliography. So, when do we need to reference, and should we reference everything we read? You should reference each time you refer to something using a direct quote, word for word, and when you put someone else's ideas or words into your own words. This is known as paraphrasing. Anything referenced in the text should be included in a reference list, and your bibliography should list everything you've read, even when you haven't made reference to it in your text. Here we can see examples of paraphrasing, where the author has put Harvey's ideas into their own words. Below that, we can see a direct or word-for-word quote using quotation marks. Both examples include the author's name and the year of publication, the Harvard style. Now let's move on to the required elements in a book reference. You must include the author or editor's surname and initials. If it is an editor's name, you should put ed in brackets after the editor's name. This is followed by the title of the book, the place of publication, the publisher name, and the date of publication. All of this information can be found on the title page and the back of the title page of the book. Here we can see a correct example of a book reference with all of the required elements included. Let's look at journal references. Similarly to a book reference, a journal reference has required elements. You must include the author's name and initials, the title of the article, the journal title, the year of publication, followed by the date of publication. For example, if an article is from March 2006 issue of a journal, you would need to include the year and the month. You'll need to include the volume number and the issue or part number if there is one. You should also include the inclusive page numbers of the article. All of this information can be found within the journal